I've been working at the Launceston General Hospital for the last 10 years and as the Aboriginal Health Liaison Officer. I decided to do that position because living on Cape Barren Island, I grew up in oppression on the island, and it was a struggle as a young person growing up on the island. And as a young Aboriginal person, I found it very challenging. So I did my education on Cape Barren Island in primary school, and I thought that's the only education that I needed. And I went into high school in the mainstream of Tasmania, but I didn't go to high school because I found it very challenging because of the racism, etc. So I decided that I would, in order to get somewhere in my life, I decided to put myself back into education, and I put myself through college. But in the meantime, growing up, I saw the challenges that was there for Aboriginal people and what they were, the lack of support for Aboriginal people in the community. And there was very little support, so this position came up at the Launceston General Hospital, so I decided to apply for it, and luckily I got it because I know what it was like, and I know the barriers that were for Aboriginal people in the community. I grew up around alcohol and drugs and, poor housing, poor education, oppression and welfare and all those issues in the community, and I knew that I was able to make some sort of change for Aboriginal people. So I have that connection and that respect in the community, and that makes it a lot easier for the Aboriginal people when they come in and they're able to, to call on me to come and see them when they come into the emergency department or when they come into the hospital. They're quite confident on calling on me to see them. When I went and started work at the hospital, I noticed that there was no indication of any acknowledgement of the traditional people in this area. So I worked for 2 years to make change and acknowledgement for our old people in the hospital. So I did an acknowledgement site. So if you ever go up to the Launceston General Hospital, you'll see a big acknowledgement site that acknowledges the traditional people. So I had a big opening on that day to acknowledge our people. And so that's been my journey for the last 10 years, and I think I've made some changes and positive changes for our community, and that's my story.